Hello, I'm Estelle and I work at Somatic Incorporated. Here at Somatic Incorporated, we have a monthly schedule that helps to regulate what we do in our office. We have 4 stages: the G1 stage, in which we follow a regular work schedule, the S stage, where we work extra hard and prepare more information and double that information for new interns, our G2 stage, in which we meet the new interns and put them through a prep course, and the M stage, in which we actually teach the interns and impart the information onto them. I'm going to show you what a month in our company is like. First, we have the G1 phase. The G1 stage is where we function normally. Our company specializes in building somatic cells, not gametic sex cells. Here we have a receptionist desk. It acts as a cyclin, a protein that fluctuates in concentration. Cyclins activate cyclin-dependent kinases, CDKs, forming a cyclin-CDK complex. When these levels are high, the M-phase promoting factor levels rise, signaling the OK to proceed with the cell cycle. In the same way, one cannot access the important construction files without the approval to pass the receptionist desk. The second week of each month, we begin to prepare for the new incoming interns. All of the instructions to build the somatic cells have to be copied, so when the interns arrive, they have the content in their introductory pamphlets. It is not a simple process to copy everything that we own. It does take a week to duplicate all of our blueprints. Next, we have our G2 phase, in which we continue with our cell cycle/monthly cycle. This week is mostly spent on meeting with the new interns and putting them in a training course as they learn how to use our information before they are ready to go off on their own. Finally, we get to the most interesting stage. The M phase, or the mitotic phase, is where the new interns can finally take their knowledge and go off on their own. The first stage in the last 3 days of each month is prophase, where the cell prepares to split its genome or information in the nucleus. The chromatin condenses into chromosomes, and the aster and mitotic spindles form, which later separate the chromosomes. In the same way, we start by preparing our interns to split from their superiors. Next, we have prometaphase, where the spindle fibers form and the nuclear envelope starts to dissolve. We are able to see the kinetochore and the centromeres, the center and the site of separation between the sister chromatids. In Somatic Incorporated, we emulate prometaphase by dissolving the bonds between new interns and their training supervisors. Come metaphase, the interns already know all of the necessary information and are almost free from their trainers. They line up in a single file line to say their goodbyes. Somatic Incorporated is a relatively large company, and the interns may never see the trainers again. During cell division, the chromosomes line up in the center of the cell along the metaphase plate as the chromatids prepare to be separated. Then we have anaphase, where the interns physically leave the presence of their training supervisors. They are almost on their own. Similarly, in the cell cycle, the spindle fibers of the centrosomes separate and pull the sister chromatids apart to opposite poles of the cell. In our last stage of mitosis, called telophase, the chromatids are evenly distributed to opposite poles of the cell, and the nuclear envelope starts to reform. Also, a cleavage begins to form between the two halves of the cell, resulting in a growing cleavage furrow to split the cell. Once the interns are separate and on their own, they begin to receive their own materials and office supplies to function as an individual. Lastly, we have cytokinesis. While mitosis is the separation of the nuclear DNA, cytokinesis is the separation of everything else, especially the cytoplasm. 2 new daughter cells are now formed as a result and begin their G1 phase. After the interns get their office supplies, they receive their own cubicle, which represents their complete independence and establishment as a full working member of Somatic Incorporated. This concludes the month-long tour of how we run our company. Thanks for visiting and hope you stop by later. Goodbye.